This is assignment 3 for Terraform, and I will start off with the changes for the Terraform assignment. We made a module for security groups. Straightforward. We've been making modules since the second assignment, so just placed the outputs down here for the security groups, the public and the private, and with the back-end code provided by you, Thomas Lane, I have the infrastructure directory pointing to my Terraform EC2, and inside of that is the Ansible inventory, which maps my public IP, private IP, and the private IP of the private instance to my Ansible, stated in this directory here. So to go back to our somewhat private instance, we can SSH from anywhere, but we only allow HTTP from within the public or within the instances. I'll put it here, and then if we go into my variable, the base CyberBlock block which I used to create them is listed here, which is the same, and all the other Terraform is similar to the last two assignments prior. I have the code provided by you. Then moving on to Ansible. Ansible CFG is what tells Ansible what. So the inventory is directed into my inventory ini, which will be created when I run Terraform apply. Remote user is Ubuntu. The key I have, host key checking false. This disables SSH host key, preventing prompts when the first initial connection is made. In the playbook YAML, I have the public and the privates, which I will be using for the Ansible roles. This is the public, this is the front end, and the back end is the private. To go into roles, I have it declared back end, front end. Starting with back end, the files, I placed caddy file, hello server, and the hello service in here. The handlers to restart caddy and restart daemon, and they'll be called in the tasks main YAML. Here I have the installation of caddy. I added async and the poll because every time I wanted to update the tasks main YAML file, a caddy would always hang, so I added a way to make the process asynchronous. And then, creating the backend directory, and then creating the log file for it, and then placing the binary into the instance. Then same for the server, hello server. Role path points back to the roles tasks into the backend directory, and then from there it moves on to files, where I place the correct service files inside of it. Same thing here, it goes back to backend directory and then files caddy, and then here is where the handlers are used, the notify, restart caddy, and then I make sure to enable the service. And then moving on to the front end, I placed the conf file and the index.html. I tried the original, and then I placed the ones placed in your Discord server. Here I have the proxy path mapped to the private IP, which will be displayed when I run the inventory.ini or Terraform apply and the inventory.ini is made, so that it does it automatically. It maps for the IP for the private, somewhat private IP. And the handlers I have is restart Nginx, and the tasks are here. I have the creation and then ensuring Nginx is installed, and then I have a loop to remove the default site configurations because there's a little bit of errors. So to do that, to make sure that I didn't run into any errors, I removed it. Then I restarted Nginx. These are for the sites enabled and sites available defaults. Then I created a web directory. The role path points back to the front end, files index.html. I put that in the right destination. And then the hello-conf placed into sites available. And then I ran the handler to restart Nginx. Enabled the custom site configurations here. And then I ensured Nginx was running, so we'll check. And now I will run the commands. That's not it. Run through all three. Pause it, save the time. Here the IPs are provided. Here the playbook can be run now that I have the creation of the inventory.ini. So here we have the public IP and the private's IP, private's public IP, and in here is the internal IP of the privates, so that I can HTTP from within. So if I didn't add the asynchronous code and I reran the playbook, it would always hang here. Load. Pause to save some time. What I did is just change this from restart to reload. troubleshooting. I'll resume it when it completes. Here it is completing. And then when I curl the front end, yeah, it displays the Nginx default instead of the index that I would like placed in the files, as well as a hello conf. But I'll provide my Ansible code as well as my Terraform for you to properly judge and evaluate my mark. Thank you very much.